How's so we're Paddy here. I'm in Queensland in Northern Australia, and I'm in a beautiful place. There's little horses and all that in the background with lemon trees, and we've got a pool, and it's sunshine and sunshine and lollipops really. I want to talk about a couple of things today. My first is that the Dubs beat Tyrone at the weekend back home in Ireland, and I'm overjoyed. I spent a few years training and playing with the Dubs, and for me to see the lads beat one of the bogey teams in the championship game is just brilliant. It's great news for everyone who's a Dub, and I don't know if I realised it at the time, and I'm sure the lads probably don't realise it, but the impact that it has on people all over the world, especially Dubs who've been involved in Gaelic games. It's an amazing feeling of euphoria and satisfaction and pride, and you know, there's very little else in the world that really gets my blood going as much as when Dublin are playing, and it's brilliant. I just want to say to all the lads that we're proud of you, and you know, there's only 2 games left, and if you can keep it going, we'll have some party. Speaking of the party inside of it, I had a couple of ginger beers while I was watching it, and I didn't need to get drinking to enjoy it, you know, and that's what I really love about sport. You don't really need to get blind drunk to enjoy it. In saying that, when I was with the Dubs, when we won games, we did have a good few days celebrating, and maybe that was probably part of the problem of the team. But we had a great team spirit, and we trained very, very hard. And I think I'll do a couple of vlogs again about some of the stories of what we got up to, or what I got up to certainly. Probably now is not the best time, but yeah, well done to all the lads involved. Second thing I want to talk about is just perspective. Being up here has really just given me another bit of a perspective on things. It's taken me away from the humdrum of work and what I'm doing in Sydney. And you know, I think everybody needs to really get that sort of I think the old adage is that if you're standing next to the wall, you can't see it, and sometimes you can get yourself into a tiny bit of a rut and you can't really see what it is that's making you make the mistakes that you're doing. I think I was slipping back into bad habits back in Sydney, just slowly but surely getting into the drinking culture again. And my last video blog told you about what happened, and since then I've sort of been slipping a little bit, just in my own die-hard strength. You know, I had an email from a guy on my YouTube account, which I'm going to get in contact after I post this, who offered to support me and to be like a buddy. He's given up the drink and he can't do moderation, and I've ignored that up until now, and I'm going to give him an email back, because I think if you're doing anything, whether it's trying to get fit, give up smoking, give up drinking, or do anything which involves a lot of mental strength and a lot of determination, it's brilliant if you can do it with somebody else. And that's another thing I've found here. There's a couple we're staying with, I won't name names, but they have a couple of really, really, really interesting stories. They've both battled their own demons. One has been gambling, and one has had personal things which they have both overcome, and they've done it through continual development of their own psyches, through supporting each other, but also by using this sort of support system which goes beyond just an individual. And that comes from learning and from training and from being honest and appraising yourself. And I think for everyone out there, if you can see that you're trying to get on a path and trying to do things a little bit differently, you can get help from outside, and that's what people do, and that's how people get on in life, and that's how these people have changed lives of others. Fascinating stories which I can't really get into, but everybody, whether you're a brain surgeon or whether you're a bum in the street, you can reassess your life, and you can change it, and you can make up for where you're lacking in life. And you know, if it's drinking that's your problem, or if it's gambling, or if it's bad relationships, that's just a manifestation of something else, and that's just where a past problem is coming up all the time, and it's shown itself in this form. And you can battle that, but you can battle that very smartly, and you can battle that with the help and expertise of other people. So I think the point is, if you want to change your life, you can do it, you know, and you can really take on leaps and bounds if you know where to look, And that's by looking to people who are trying to change themselves, and don't just go with the same old, same old. You need to think bigger, badder, better and stronger if you want to change. And that's what I think the Dubs team have done. They've taken what we had, which I was there about 2-3 years ago, and they've gone a little bit younger, badder, faster, and they work harder and more as a team. And they're getting the breaks, which hard work and that sort of energy pays off with. So, yeah, this has been a great couple of days for me. The Dubs winning has just really capped off being back in the sunshine in the summer here in Queensland. And yeah, whatever you're up to, keep doing it strong. And there's a few more people who've logged on and become members, and thanks very much. I'm going to be updating more regularly. I have an ebook coming out soon, so stay tuned. And get up out of the bleeding pub, you shower gouters. Come on, get up, get out.